Okay guys, I'm back. I switched sceneries. I wanted to pretty much do the other video in more space so that you guys could see my little maxi dress. But now this video is about departure, leaving DR. Okay, so your final appointment with Dr. Medina, as I told you before, you're going to be given this letter. And the letter is pretty much going to say that you underwent a surgical procedure, what the procedure was, the date of your procedure, and that pretty much you're in stable health conditions to travel without any problems. So first thing is first, would make sure that you get this letter at your last appointment with her so that you can have it handy when you're traveling back to the US, in case anyone have any questions, if you're traveling back with your dreams, without your dreams. Okay, so what do you need to pack? Pretty much the night before you're set to leave DR, I would suggest that if you have any items that you did not use for whatever reason that you brought there, I know it's money spent, but you're gonna need to try to lighten your load as much as possible. You know, try to just eliminate as much baggage. You are going to be stuck with your boppy pillow as is, which is heavy. It's not light. And you're going to try to lighten your load. So the night before, we pretty much left our chucks, pads. We left a bunch of stuff that we never used to lighten our load. If I had it my way, I think I would have probably just have my passport, a pen, like, you know, my letter from Dr. Medina, like super light, and put my my knapsack in my my suitcase. But lucky for me, my husband came down to pick me up, to assist me in coming back, which was great. But there are many of my surgery buddies that were traveling back by themselves. But there's a few things that we need to go over. One, if you are going to carry a hand luggage of some sort, make sure that your pain meds are in your hand luggage. You're not going to pack them with you just in case you have a long flight, you have connecting flights. Make sure that you have those with you in your hand luggage. You're going to have your letter with you. You're going to have your passport. You're going to have, you know, a pen. You're going to have, of course, your chargers, like everything with you handy in case you are, you know, connecting back, you know, with multiple flights. Also, what I have observed, or what happened with me, is that my husband had rented a vehicle. So on his way back, he had to pretty much return the vehicle, and that was going to be too much walking for me. So what he did was he dropped me off at the entrance of the airport. I kind of walked in with myself, wobbling with my boppy. I sat down and I waited for him to come back. And while he was gone, the airport, they had like an outlet, electrical outlet, where the lights went out. So the escalator did not work. And all of the counters, the airline counters, is on the second floor. And they do have elevator access. They do have escalator access. However, none of that shit worked because of the power outage. So I had to take the stairs. Yeah, it was a little rough for me, but I took my time and I eventually made it to the top. What I come to understand by asking a few of the girls who got picked up by the driver at the recovery house and got dropped off at the airport, they are going to drop you off at the entrance. They're not going to walk you inside with your luggage to help you out. This is just not some concierge type shit. They're going to drop you off and you're going to be on your own with your luggage, with your hand luggage, and with your boppy. And you're going to have to make your way up to the top. Hopefully there won't be a power outage. And hopefully the elevators will work for you, as well as the escalators, to make things a little bit easier, which is why I said kind of like lighten your load. And by the way, wheelchair service is not going to be downstairs when they drop you off. And wheelchair service leaving out of DR is pretty much a hit or miss. When you get back on US soil, yeah, wheelchair service will be active. But leaving out of DR, it's a hit or miss whether you request it or not. That walk is a long walk. Thank God when I got to the spirit counter to leave, pretty much there was one that was sitting there, and I decided to just sit my ass in it with my boppy, and an attendant came and was able to assist us to our gate. Okay, so you're going to be given a blue form for you to fill out, but once you are wheelchair assisted, pretty much they will fill out the form for you, which is great. You're not going to have any padding at all in your faja at the recovery house. Make sure when you leave the recovery house, or you leave your hotel, or you leave a family's house, you're only going to let me sit up, let me show you. You're only going to have your faja on without any padding. So you see all this padding and ab board and whatever I got on right now, you're not gonna have any of that stuff on. You're gonna put your faja to the number 1 buttons, like the first set of buttons. Right now I'm on number 4. This is my stage 1 faja. I'm on the 4th set of buttons at this point with padding. So you're gonna set your faja to the first set of buttons, because if you're traveling, you're pretty much going to swell at some point within while you're on the plane. You don't want to be at number 4 when you're swelling at all, because it's gonna be, it's just not gonna be a good look for you. So make sure it's set to number 1. You're not gonna have no padding, no ab board, no backboard, no foams, nothing. Just your tank and your faja. Okay, and then you're gonna put on your compression socks. If you do not have help to put your compression socks on when you get to your gate, you're gonna make sure that you put your compression socks on at the recovery house before you depart, or at your hotel, or at your family's house before you leave for the airport. Yeah, you're gonna be hot as hell, but you'll be just fine, because you need that compression socks for you to leave, to avoid any problems mid-air, mid-flight, whatever you want to call it. So if you're wheelchair assisted, you will get on the flight first, and I'm going to let you know. My husband works for the airlines, so I had to pretty much wait to see if I was able to get on or not. That's just our life. We're used to it. So once we finally got on, I was assigned a middle seat, a center aisle seat pretty much. My boppy in coach, my boppy was too big for the seat, because it pretty much was leaking over on, you know, the other passenger seat. So be mindful of that. Like, if you're coming back, I would suggest, and you're not in the position that I'm in, this is how I travel, this is how I have to travel. You know, can I pay for my ticket? Yeah, but why would I? Like, you know. But make sure that you either get a big seat or you get an aisle seat to accommodate your boppy, because if not, it's going to be too big. Like, if you're in coach, it's going to be too big for the seat. And if you have, like, one of my surgery buddies were coming back, and there were 3 other dolls that were coming back with her that had surgery, and all 3 of them had boppies, and their boppies were pretty much like competing with each other in terms of space on the airplane. So just make sure that if you could purchase like a bigger seat or an aisle seat, make sure you do that, you know, because you might have some issues with your boppy and you need to sit on it, you know, especially if you had a BBL on your way back. The flight for me on my way back was a little strange. I think it's because I've heard so many horror stories about people who, you know, boobs blow up or ass blow up. So I think I was a little bit scared, you know, so I didn't want to go to sleep. I kind of wanted to stay up. Yeah, my flight was only 2 hours, but, you know, I kind of was holding my stomach the entire time. I didn't want to blow up, which is kind of stupid, but who knows, you know. My husband did put the compression socks on me before I got on the plane. I did not care. I had on tights and I put them compression socks right over my tights. Them shits looks like boots. I didn't care. Like, I mean, really, like, I'm bent over. Y'all know what time it is. Like, y'all know why I went over there, and I don't really care. I needed to feel safe, feel secure, and that's what I did. Mid-flight, you will be given a custom form for you to fill out, similar to the custom form that you receive on your way back, on your way to DR. Pretty much you're gonna, you know, home address, where were you, where'd you go, are you bringing, do you have anything to declare, yeah, no, that type of form. So make sure you have a pen handy, that you don't have to reach down because you can't bend down to get it. So make sure once you sit down, you get your pen out, you have it, so that whenever it is time for you to fill that paperwork out, you will have it handy. Once I got off the aircraft, wheelchair service was waiting for me. They wheeled me directly to the global entry line, wheelchair assist global entry line. So I was pretty much in and out. Then she pretty much assisted us with our luggage, and then I was back home. So I hope this video helped you guys. There was a girl that I remember vividly. There was a few of us coming back from Santo Domingo on that flight that had surgery that I saw over in DR. And there was this girl that was in front of me in wheelchair, and she was concerned because her flight, her connecting flight, the time that she needed to catch her connecting flight was probably 30 minutes or less. It was just horrible, and I felt horrible for her. So if for whatever reason you're going to have to connect flights, please make sure that you at least give yourself an hour or two, in between flights. If not, you are gonna kind of probably run into missing your flight, and I really hope she didn't miss it, because can you imagine, you're coming back home, you're in pain, and you just want to get home and you end up missing one of your connecting flights. So just be mindful of that. And I hope this video helps you guys in terms of leaving out of DR. Try to be as prepared as possible leaving out, so that to alleviate any long wait, long line, long walks that you have to take. Their gate from their counter is a good distance. You are gonna if you did obtain wheelchair service, once you clear security, they are gonna ask you to get out the wheelchair, and they are gonna pat you down. I didn't have any issues with that. Thank God I didn't have my phones, because I'm sure if I did have my phones on, they would have wondered, what on earth is this? And I probably would have had to take my faja off. You don't want that. So that is my departure video for leaving out of DR. Make sure your meds are in your carry-on, that you can access it, not in the overhead bin, because it's going to be hard for you to get up and reach over to get things. Make sure you pick a aisle seat or a big seat, because your boppy is too big to fit. Do not pick that middle seat, because this lady that was sitting next to me, she kept on getting up every minute to like freaking go to the bathroom. My husband was like, move, just find another seat in the aisle. And that's what I did. Make sure you have your compression socks on. Make sure that your faja is on the first set of hooks, and you will be fine. My feet did swell. My feet did not swell the entire time I had surgery. I was a little bit paranoia. I had a little bit of paranoia over my feet swelling, because I think it's like the hardest thing for it to go down. So while I was in DR, the moment I saw it swelling, I said, oh my God, I gotta go lay down and put them up. So be mindful of that. It is gonna swell, but it is gonna go down. And that's it. My flight back was cool. I didn't blow up. I did feel my body expanding. It did. Clearly my feet swell, but it was manageable. I don't know how it was for anyone else that was traveling a lot longer than I had to travel. But I hope this video helps. You guys have a good day. I think I'm gonna do my other reveal video next. Okay, bye guys.